Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Roche, Director of Arthroplasty at HSS Florida. I'm a practicing orthopedic knee surgeon, and today I'll be talking to you about the 5 things I wish I knew before I started on my translational journey of innovation in the medical device world. The first thing you have to understand is that time to market is changing. As you can see, my technology roadmap has focused on robotics into intraoperative sensors and now onto wearables and implantables. Back in 2005, we were able to design, develop a robotic arm, achieve FDA clearance on both the implant and the technology, and perform our first surgical case within 16 months. But times are changing, markets change. When you have a disruptive technology, the FDA clearances, the requirements, risk management, regulatory hurdles, as well as reimbursement models are changing. It's hard when you start with a program and a project to understand where you'll be, but you have to now think in terms of 8 to 10 years, not 4 to 5 years. So even though disruptive technology can change markets, you have to be patient and you have to understand that it's a long-term strategy. The first learning I had was around patents, which we'll call IP, standing for intellectual property. We all have great ideas. Who doesn't? I tell you, if you have an idea, look into the German orthopedic literature and they probably already documented it. But start with this. Remember thinking about how to use this idea to solve a problem and how people will use it. Don't worry so much on the product right away. But intellectual property gives your idea value and protection. And remember, it's not the first to have an idea, it's the first to file. So you as a surgeon, innovator, or engineer can file a provisional patent which gives you approximately 12 months of coverage before you define an idea into a design or utility patent. And when you're going about this, interview your patent agent or your attorney. Understand from them the cost and their opportunity, because a lot of patents are rejected or objected to, and you want to understand how they've done in the past in overturning those. As you look to raise money, a lot of venture capitalists will ask for freedom to operate. This is a very difficult, legal and expensive application to give yourself a green field that there's no other patents that could cause you to slow up your commercialization through litigation. And remember, writing patents is expensive. In the companies I've worked with, we've had hundreds of patents, and you're talking of hundreds of thousands of dollars, not only in the US, but outside the US for protection. So the most difficult and the most exciting times, obviously, is raising capital. Here you have to sell your vision, you have to define the market opportunity, define how the capital will be used, what milestones you will hit, the timeline of achieving these, and what your exit opportunities are. And the first question that will be asked is, who's your management team? And I think you have to learn terms like valuation, what your pre-money is, what angel investors are, what Series A through D are. And understand that every dollar you raise as a founder, you have to give something away. And I would caution you that you can raise as much money as you want, but if your burn rate overtakes your ability to commercialize a product, that's where most companies will fail. You want to raise as little money up front because you're giving away a lot more, and as you hit certain milestones, your valuation can increase. In this term, smart money, it's important because if you can get a few early angel investors who bring knowledge, relationships, experience, and could potentially be board members, those are the best ones you can find. Now, the concept of research, since I've been doing it a while, kind of woke me up in terms of the cost, because you need to invest early on in your company because you need to build value. You'll find that you'll have way more naysayers because what they use or think about is probably good enough. And they're going to tell you to bring back data or show them a year to 2 years. You have to go with VACs and hospitals. You have to fight them, and you need data. And you need to focus on a term called negative economics. This is, how does your technology or idea take money out of the system and save the hospital money? So you have to invest sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, and if it's a larger product program, up to $5 to $10 million. Understand that coding, coverage, and payment are not inclusive. The road to reimbursement is long and painful. You will be given a T code, which is a tracking code early on, and then you need to hire consultants to enable you to get in front of the RUC committees and the CMS committees to show that your product is worthy, improves outcomes, and can get a coverage code. And then you'll learn that doesn't mean you'll get paid by the companies or the insurance companies. When you think of your exit, and we all dream about this after we start a company, you have to focus on building a company, not building your exit. You can spend up to a year talking to a potential partner that distracts you from achieving your milestones and overwhelms your executive committees. And understand, good companies are not good companies are not sold, they're bought. Meaning, you can't predict when a company wants to buy you. So just focus, hit your milestones, and you'll see that occur. The more value you create, the more opportunities you have. And when you're thinking about your potential exit partners, understand who they are and understand that they do this every day. They talk to innovators, they've seen every PowerPoint, and they commonly will invest a little bit of money to try to tie you up, such as right of first refusal, and you're going to give value away on your exit. So be careful of your timing. We're all excited to tell others that a large company invested in our company, but a year goes by or 2 years go by, and that doesn't always bring value or commercialization. Also understand where your company is. Are you going to sell a technology, or are you going to develop a company? Because then your exit is based on different metrics. And when you hear 10x, 15x in robotics, that's needed to show ramping up. And remember, companies like this control sales and distribution. They don't innovate commonly. They like to buy an innovative company that will grow their market share. So in summaries, for our innovators, focus on ideas that help patients and surgeons improve care, not immediately on the solution or the product. Look outside your safe zones. I've learned that industries like automotive, military, data houses, they change how you approach your problem, and they may bring add-on technologies that can accelerate. Ask yourself, are you ready to invest your time? And you'll have to put money in. What is the sacrifice you're willing to make? And where are you best suited in the company? Such as I was still operating and used my knowledge as a chief medical officer, but are you willing to step out of your practice? This will add stress to your family as well. One of our board members rightly said, fail and fail early. So validate or invalidate your business models, make assumptions, learn, iterate, and repeat, because don't think what you come to market will be what people want to use, because the market may have shifted. Talk to other trusted innovators and their experience. You'll find common innovators are serial entrepreneurs, and they've made tons of mistakes. And they'll tell you they've learned from their mistakes, but they know they'll make more. Always remember, sales trump technology. There's thousands of great products sitting on a shelf. And when you do launch or talk to other doctors or engineers, you'll be surprised how many will not adopt what you feel makes common sense. So have thick skin, continue to try, and if you believe in it, work hard to execute on it. And finally, everyone has a great idea. Taking a concept to commercialization, you will find, is painfully rewarding.